Okay, everybody. Today we are on McConney, and as you can see around the cabin here, it is quite a mess. We have a lot of projects, little ones to finish up before we go, and one of them that's important is our auxiliary diesel tank, which is this flexible tank right in here. The hose is right over here. We still got to connect that to there, and then that runs that way through over here to this transfer system. So the main tank, diesel tank, is right here. It's 20 gallons. And then the new one that we're putting in, the auxiliary, is 25 gallons. And how this works, this is Eric's idea, and actually it's a really good one, so we don't have to have a separate fill for the auxiliary tank. Basically, we have a Raycor filter right here to filter the fuel. We have a electric fuel pump right there, and then we've got a diverter valve that's over here that changes directions of fuel depending on where to go. The little blue box in the corner is a timer so that we don't leave the pump on for too long when we're doing these transfers. So what happens is we can take fuel, so we fill up the tank, the main tank here, and then through a pump system, we go through the diverter valve and then back over to the flexible tank right here and fill that up. And then when this tank, the main tank, starts running low, we then reverse that flow by turning that valve right there, and then pumping, and that'll pump fuel out of the auxiliary tank and into this main tank, which then is used by the engine. Right there is the intake for the engine there. The other day we were talking about some autopilot stuff. So that big black box you see right there in the middle of the screen, back there is the new autopilots that is connected to the steering quadrant. Bill finished installing that, and I'll try to get a video here, a little bit of what's going on back here. So to make this all work, we had to install the filter. Well, we had to make a few bulkheads for the supporting of all the equipment, electrical and tubing, plumbing, and the only thing left now to do is one last hose, which is that one that's laying down there in the corner, is to connect that into the tank. So it'll have a pickup and then a fill from there. I already tested the electrics. The pump actually does work, so that's a plus. And that's one of the projects here for today, and then I'll move on to another one after I'm done with this. See you guys around. Thanks for supporting us.